I am so late to this trend. It's not my fault. It took forever for my tomatoes to turn this year. But now that we're here and we have Big Bertha, let's try an heirloom tomato flight. All right, they're ready to go and they look amazing. All right, so starting here, we've got the classic goat cheese and honey. But I'm using the Cypress Grove Purple Haze goat cheese, which has lavender and fennel pollen. It's really good. I really recommend it. And I'm using honey by the Trufflist, so this is a truffle honey. Here we have a big old glob of burrata with a balsamic reduction over grilled peaches. This one is a shaved egg salad, and I added some truffle oil and some speck on top. This is our classic mozzarella with prosciutto and a little basil from my garden. This is Mortadella. If you haven't heard of Mortadella, it's like the fanciest bologna you've ever had. It even has some pistachios in it. And this is served over some ricotta cheese. And I just put a little bit of parsley from my garden on top and some olive oil. And our last one is a Kalamata spread with boucheron cheese. Now, I'm going to admit, I can't take credit for two of these because they were inspired by crostinis that used to be served at a cafe I worked at in Queens called Il Bambino. So this truffle egg salad, fully the invention of the owner of that cafe, and it's phenomenal. It's been one of my favorite flavor combinations to this day. And this boucheron and the olive spread, also his creation, but never served on tomatoes. These were crostinis. This mortadella was inspired by a trip I took to Naples. I had a fabulous pizza with mortadella and ricotta on it. My absolute favorite thing about these TikTok trends for food is it's the same with girl dinner, honestly, and it's the same with tin fish date night, is it teaches you that a variety of foods might be more interesting, more palatable. They might re-spark your interest in eating. So when you're tired, you don't want to cook. You want something easy, but you don't feel like eating anything or doing anything. Giving yourself a little spread of something is a really great way to get a variety of foods in here. I mean, this is all protein and fiber foods. Love this heirloom tomato flight idea. Whoever thought of it, I want to give you all the credit in the world. This is actually dietetically genius. But this is a really good way to get in some essential macronutrients, your protein and fibers, without straining and trying to come up with something to cook. Most of this was prepared cold. I think the peaches were and the egg were the only thing I had to heat up. So kudos to you. Awesome trend. Now let's see how everything tastes. All right, I'm gonna start with goat cheese and honey. You really can't go wrong with that. So it actually picks up the sweetness of the tomato. It works so well together. Next, diving into the burrata and the peaches. This might be the messiest one. Oh no. It's very mild. Like there's some sweetness from the peaches, but the tomato is actually cutting through it with its acid more. I think a little more of the balsamic reduction probably would have brightened this up a little. Okay, on to the truffle egg salad. Now this might seem like a really strange pairing for some people, eggs and tomato. I highly recommend roasting some tomatoes with your eggs. It's kind of a British breakfast thing, but especially since I have all of this to contend with, it's been a really great way for me to start using up some of my cherry tomatoes is to roast them and then serve them along with my scrambled eggs. So I'm actually really excited to see how this turns out with an egg salad. I thought so. Everything comes out here. There is the saltiness from the speck, which is a smoked prosciutto. The truffle is a little muted, but the, again, acid from this delicious tomato is just lighting up the flavor profile with the egg salad. It's really good. Now, who could go wrong with mozzarella and prosciutto? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's delicious. On to this mortadella and ricotta. Mm. The fattiness of the mortadella, the creaminess of the ricotta, and again, the acid from that tomato is fantastic. And last but not least, we've got our boucheron cheese and Kalamata olive spread. Mm. Now, that's a very strong kind of salty hit, but again, the acid and the sweetness from the tomato are a really good match for it. It's kind of a match made in heaven. Can't go wrong with any of these. I'm a really big fan. I hope you try one of these, and if you do, let me know in the comments.